afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's depending on where you are. Can you be quiet, Peanut? Hey, shh. They're collecting coconuts. Let's sit down. Sit down. Depending on where you are. Time out. The power of words. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. There was a study done, and they wanted to measure the the feel good enzyme in your body. So they measured mothers and daughters talking to each other. And they was going to see if that feel good hormone would be activated if the mother texted the daughter or if she actually spoke to the daughter. So guess what? When you talk to someone, physically talk to someone, and they hear your voice, that activates your serotonin. So, the power of words. You can make or break someone's day depending on your words, like Peanut. Depending on your words. Power of words. Words are strong. So instead of texting, we're in a society now where, we text and go and that's it. By the way, I'm in West Africa talking to you right now. Um, so back to what we were saying. Let me tell you a little bit more about that. Waiting for people to come in. So, serotonin is a chemical messenger that helps brain and nervous system function. It helps us communicate. It plays a role in many of our body's function. Number one is mood. Um, your brain regulates your mood. It's often called your body's natural feel good chemical. That's what I just spoke about. So instead of texting someone, because sometime oh wow, he is really getting coconuts out there. So instead of just texting all of the time, we can call and say, "Hi, how are you? Sorry, Peanut. How are you feeling? How are you doing? What did you do today?" And sometimes it's not all about you, but it's about them. So, most of your body's serotonin is, oh, so 90% of the serotonin in your body is produced in your intestines. It helps create bowel movements and overall gut function. During sleep, serotonin is involved in, excuse me, it's like, okay. So it also helps in your blood clotting and wound healing. Platelets in your blood store serotonin. So when your body needs to repair damaged blood cells, platelets release serotonin to help stop bleeding and promote wound healing. Serotonin also plays a role in controlling sexual functions, which explains why medications affecting serotonin levels are associated with sexual side effects. Serotonin impacts extend far beyond individual functions. In fact, we don't even understand all of it. It influences our overall well being and health. Early theories suggested that low serotonin causes depression, and mood disorders likely result from a combination of factors, including brain changes, life experiences, and health conditions. So, serotonin is a multifaceted chemical that orchestrates everything from your emotions to your body's motor skills into making a vital player in your overall health and functioning. Oh, I just show you all those coconuts he's got out there. Let me show you in a minute. So, serotonin in your stomach and intestines triggers nausea and vomiting in response to illness, certain foods, and other conditions. So, like I said, 90% of your serotonin in your body is produced in your intestines. It controls bowel movements and overall gut function, including as a mood stabilizer. So, if you know somebody is down, it's a rainy day outside because some people can't handle rainy days and fog and stuff like that. By the way, it's Ramadan here. Okay. So anyway, um, so sometime just hearing your voice is gonna help them, their chemical messenger. Just hearing your voice will activate the serotonin. So sometimes, would you like to see what he's doing out there? Let me show you. Let me show you. See, he's getting the coconuts off the tree. I don't know if you can see that, and accumulating them down there. And people, like in the Asian countries, they build using coconuts. They're going to be so delicious. Want to drop my computer. See the work going on out there? Okay. So anyway, back to serotonin and back to words. Words have power. Okay, so like I said, words have power. So instead of texting someone, call them and talk to them. I don't want to look at me. Okay, now back to where we were at. Okay, this was an impromptu. I haven't done, seriously, oop, it's my background. I haven't done a live in hmm, maybe 3 years, maybe two. Anyway, so we were talking about the feel good. So sometime the way you say things can impact someone. Okay. Um, the Bible teaches that words have power. Proverbs 11:9 says, "Evil words destroys one's friends. Wise discernment rescues the godly." And Proverbs 15:4 says, "Gentle words bring life and health. A deceitful tongue crushes the spirit. Kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy for the body." My grandmother used to say, "Sweetheart, sweetheart, you catch more, look at those coconuts out there, you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar." So, you know, um, so let me give you some ways to use words wisely. How can you use words wisely? So, you want to think before you speak. And there was a woman in our congregation back when I was a child. Her name was Sister Waller. She would say, um, when you're when you're approached by someone that their mood might be a little, you know, she said, don't just say something quickly. She said, you want to count to 20 and then say something, just don't jump in saying something quickly. So, one, think before you speak, consider your choice of words before uttering them, reflect on how they might be received by others. Another one is I'm so thirsty. You want to adapt your language. Be adaptable. Tailor your language to the situation and the person you're communicating with. And focus on conveying your message rather than projecting an image of intelligence. Should I say that again? Mm. This isn't coffee. Mm. I don't want to go get coffee, but you want to consider people. You want to address people by their names. When you use somebody's name, it makes them feel recognized and it grabs their attention. Use courteous words when you're talking to people. You want to express gratitude with please and thank you. These small gestures warm up personal relationships, and I need some hot coffee. I don't want to. I thought I had coffee in here, but this is cold, and I don't want to. Can you guys? Okay, I need some hot coffee. Can you just watch him, like for 30 seconds, get those coconuts off the tree? Okay, and I need some hot coffee so I can finish this conversation. Just take me a quick second. Hopefully, you can see him picking those coconuts off the tree. Well, I grab a little coffee, and I apologize for this, but I desperately need some coffee. Um, it's getting late here. That was about 6 o'clock. It's getting close to 5 o'clock here. So I had a coffee. Oh my goodness. Barely have a quick cup. I am literally scraping the bottom. There's moisture. My apologies for not seeing you. I'll be right back. I just gotta get some coffee. I'm just gonna have to pour hot water in here. Hope for the best. I'll be right there. Give me a second, okay? Be there in a second. Be there in a second. Remember this coffee. And I have a coffee pot that heats water really fast. I'll be over there in a second, you guys. Give me a second. I'll be right there. I just need a little bit of coffee so I can continue this conversation on words. Give me a second. Give me a second. Yes, give me a minute. I'll be right there. I know you're not supposed to walk away from that, but hold on a second. See all these coconuts down there? You see all the coconuts? Aren't they nice? I hope you guys can see the coconuts. Okay. Back to words have power. Let me close the screen. Some little bugs come in. No little mosquitoes or oops. I don't want you guys to see what's in here. Sit down, Peanut. Okay. Words have power. Okay, my apologies, all of you. My sincere apologies for walking away. Ooh, you don't want to see the closet. Like I said, I'm in West Africa. I am in a hotel room temporarily while my house is being finished. So let's go back to what we were talking about. So you want to address people by their name. Like I said before, I took a brief break for some coffee. Express gratitude, please, and thank you. We said that. Get to the point. Avoid unnecessary verbs. Be concise and straightforward in your communication. Fluid communication. You want to match your language to the context. Adapt your tone and style based on the company that you're in. Don't lord it over anybody. You want to observe and learn. Continuously observe your communication patterns. Reflect. Oh, he's got a lot of coconuts. Reflect on how you can improve and communicate more constructively in the future. You want to prioritize effective communication. It's more important to communicate well than to be right. Hold your tongue. You want to explain how you feel. You want to articulate your emotions to sort out misunderstanding conflicts. It's 9:30 on the West Coast. These kids. Oh, Lord. Excuse me. You can't show children on here. Maybe really. Give me a minute. Okay. So you want to avoid being mean. Be clever and funny and not, having an intent to hurt anybody. Words have power. Okay, like I said, when you talk to someone, a family member, um, when you're talking to a family member, you can hurt or harm, you know. You wonder why you talk people on the phone sometime, screaming and yelling at them and texting, harmful things. And I know people that have had strokes behind. I don't talk about that. Maybe I will spill the tea. I have a family member. He's a man. He had a heart attack and two strokes behind some mean words. Yeah, he's better now. But some terrible words were said to him. He's been with this person. I'm not going to even say what brother. Well, let's change the subject. But anyway, he's fine. He's better now. He survived some very terrible words. Words do hurt. They cut like a knife. Mm. You got to be careful of what you text people. I'm kind of guilty of that myself. You have to be careful what you text people because sometimes sending a text can hurt more than saying something in person because people take it to heart. They see it in print and they just grab it and just take it to heart. So anyway, he was in the ICU. Said wasn't going to talk about it, but he was in the ICU. Excuse me, coronary care unit. Behind some words that were just mean. And people that did it doesn't watch this, so I don't have to worry about that. They don't watch any of this, so they don't even know my channel. Be careful of the company that you keep. Be very careful of the company you keep. Yeah, no, that's fine. He's taking down the palm leaves. Be quiet. He's taking down the palm leaves. Shh. Hey, you're going to turn this off. It's fine. Remember I told you about we're going to be quiet. This is Peanut. Peanut will be 2 next month. Say hi. Okay, let's get back to the power of Peanut. If you're going to go look, get Peanut. Come on now. I don't want to have to put you in the room. Shh, sit down. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about some common pitfalls when you're talking to avoid. Assuming that others know what you're thinking or feeling is wrong. Shh. It's fine. Shh. Peanut, please. Please. Peanut, sit down. Be a good girl. Sit down. I'll give you a treat if you can. Oh my goodness. Sit down. Stop. Sit. Peanut. Sorry, guys. Okay. Sit down. Sit. Try not to use wrong language with the dog. Anyway. So, like I was saying, don't assume that what you're thinking or feeling without expressing it is always understood. You want to clearly articulate your thoughts, feelings, and expectations. Don't expect others to read your mind. With that little settle right there. Not everyone's clairvoyant or psychic. Can't read your mind. So, interrupting and not listening, that can be damaging. And I'm guilty of that myself. I mean, I'm from the Bay Area, and the way we communicate, we don't stop, we don't talk, we just keep going, getting our point across. It's fine, Peanut. That's coconut. They're cutting down the coconut. Sit down. So I noticed something. Oh, little kids are taking the coconuts. Shh. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. People from some areas of the United States, like the southern states, when you're having a communication, when you're talking with them, like the way we talk in San Francisco Bay Area is a little bit different than someone that was raised, for instance, in the South. They will think that you're interrupting them when that is the way you communicate. So, interrupting and not listening is not the way to do it. I'm guilty. So, so interrupting someone while they're speaking is not listening to their perspective. Okay. So the solution, and I need to take this to heart myself. Practice active listening and let others finish their thoughts before responding, and show genuine interest in what they are saying or what they say. Instead of just, like I said, words hurt. Instead of just thinking before they can get something out, you're on the next page. I'm guilty of that. It took me all these years, decades and decades to I haven't mastered it. I'm working on it. So before they get out what they're saying, so here's an example. I think I'm going to Vegas this weekend. Oh yes, I'm going to Vegas with you. I know a casino I want to go to. Are we driving? And they haven't said anything about you, right? So, the pitfalls: using negative words, criticism, or blame. This can create a hostile environment. Okay, I need to take that to heart myself. Choose positive language. Focus on solutions rather than problems. Encourage them and uplift them. And that might be hard for some people. Oh my goodness. Yes, I know somebody in my family. So, another thing, you don't want to overuse jargon, assuming that everyone understands technical jargon or complex terms. Simplify your language, even though you might have a wonderful vocabulary, a PhD in English conversation, but you want to simplify your words. Take responsibility for your actions. So, and another thing, don't ignore body language. So, someone's body language, tone, and facial expressions, you need to really check that out and look at that. Okay? It's so easy to offend people, especially when you're visiting other parts of the world. It's easy not to understand and not to know. So, be considerate of cultural differences. Okay? So, assuming that everyone shares your cultural norms and values is wrong. Do not assume that they know your cultural norms and values. Sometimes you may have to take your time and explain. Be culturally sensitive. Learn about different customs and adapt your communication accordingly. So, head covered, and I'm gonna let that just sit right there. It's Ramadan, and I'm in a country that is. We're not gonna talk about that. Beautiful people here. Okay, pause before responding. Consider the consequences of your words. Mm. Remember, effective communication requires practice and self awareness. Avoiding these pitfalls will help you better communicate with others and resolve conflicts more constructively. You're probably sick of me talking, but oh, okay. So, we're going to get in words. Words have power. So, you wonder how can you improve your listening skills. I'm not the authority on it, but I can give you some pointers. Be fully present. Focus on the speaker. Give full attention to the person speaking. Put away distractions like phones and tablets. So, say for instance, you go to dinner. So you're invited to dinner. I'm looking at them cutting down the coconuts and now the leaves. So, say for instance, you're invited to a wonderful dinner, business dinner, whatever. And while you're sitting there waiting to order, you're waiting for your menu to come. Menu comes, you order whatever you're going to order, linguine and crab, linguine and lobster, whatever, rice, whatever you're going to order. Then you order, and then you're on your phone scrolling, scrolling Instagram, scrolling Facebook, posting a TikTok, okay? You're on social media while the person that invited you to dinner is sitting right there in front of you. And I'm guilty of that myself. Time is something you cannot get back. So spend that little bit of extra time with your family when you're around them. Oh, this coffee's working. Maintain eye contact. It shows that you're engaged and interested. Avoid interruptions. Let the speaker finish their thoughts before responding. Mhm. Hold your judgment until you've heard the complete message. Example. Oh, I think I want to go get ice cream. Ooh, I want some ice cream too. I'm thinking about that butter pecan. Don't even ask them what they want or where they want to go or if they want you to go with them. but you interrupted, you jumped in and drawn a conclusion. Okay? Show empathy and understanding. I'm guilty of that myself. So I said, oh, let me tell you what happened last week. Oh my goodness. This role play. Peanut, I need to stretch out my feet. Come on now. Scoot over. Peanut. Oh, hold on a minute. Okay. So words have okay. So hold on a minute. So the person you want to show a little bit of empathy here. So the person says, "Oh, you know, I was walking down the stairs the other day and I twisted my foot." Before they can say anything, oh yeah, I twisted my foot. Oh, I had to go to the hospital. They gave me a walking boot. Blah 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 blah. Blah. And you haven't even listened to them or their pain or heard about their medicine or anything, and you just jumped right into it. So you need to show empathy and understanding. Peanut, I'm not showing any empathy with Peanut. I know animals have rights, but yeah. But instead of, let me borrow your pillow, Peanut. Hold on a minute. I have to adjust my back. That's a whole nother story. Okay, so you want to recognize and validate the person that you're supposedly having dinner with, validate their feelings. So instead of just breaking the conversation, they hurt their foot, they twisted their foot going down the stairs, use a phrase like, oh, don't jump in about your foot now, or your leg, or the headache you have, or you need a Tylenol. You want to say, I understand. That must be tough. You want to say things like that. You want to show empathy and reflect back. You want to paraphrase what you've heard to show understanding. For example, it sounds like you're feeling frustrated because, then you interject whatever they happen. You know, they twisted their ankle, or they have a headache, or kids cutting up in school. You want to empathize with them. Words have words, you know. So instead of a yes or no question, ask questions that invite elaborations. For instance, okay, so they might say, being nosy now. Well, here's another analogy. Oh, my neighbor was in an accident and tore up their car, and I feel so bad for them. I'm going to take them something to eat, whatever. They have a cast on. You say, oh, can you tell me a little bit more about that? You don't want to jump in. Oh, yeah. Reckless drivers. Let me tell you about my neighbor. My neighbor, the driver did this, ran into a wall, tore up the car, totaled out 4 cars. Slow down, slow your roll. Okay. Dig deeper. Ask follow up questions to explore the topic further. Practice body language. You don't want to, yeah, sit there, Let me come up for a breather. I need a little bit more coffee. So, use positive body language when you're talking to them. Okay? So, nonverbal cues like nodding and smiling indicates you're actively listening. Are you listening? Physically leaning toward the speaker shows interest. So, here's something else. Oh, let me tell you what happened. Role play. So, I got a phone call from the school. More coffee. They said that my child was wrestling. Now, they go to a private school. They said that my child was wrestling with another child, and the two of them were wrestling, and they went into the wall, and they The two of them, they cracked the drywall, and now, guilty myself, and now the school wants us to pay for it. Don't jump in and say, but that's a private school. It's a school, and the kids were wrestling. They weren't fighting, they were wrestling, and they broke the drywall. No, 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 no. Slow down. Wait for them to pause before you jump in and say, you know. So then you wait. The conversation kept going like this. So they wanted us to pay for it. But my husband, the child's father, said that he would fix the drywall. Okay? And both of the children, both of the boys are going to help fix this drywall. This is a private school now. This is real. So don't be, don't interject. Wait a minute. This is a private school. That's real. It's true. True story. They expect your children for a school who went through the wall. They expect your family to fix the wall of the school. Don't they have insurance? And this person got offended because I said this. But I should have showed more empathy. I should have let them pause. I shouldn't have gotten upset. I'm guilty of this myself. We gotta, even though, we gotta think sometime. Wait for a pause. Hear the whole thing. Avoid finishing sentences. Let the speaker express themselves fully. So while they're telling the story, not being mindful, I have interjected before. This is in the past, but you know, stay in the moment. Don't drift away like, oh, I like another alcoholic drink. And they're talking, they're like crying their eyes out, and you're like, oh, can I have a wine? Observe your own reactions, okay? Don't make assumptions. They're up here spilling their guts out and crying, and you're like, hey, I need more wine. Not that I would do that, okay? Use feedback to improve your listening skills over time. So remember that listening is active. Active listening involves understanding and responding. Be curious. Approach conversations with the desire and the desire to learn and understand. Many romantic relationships have been dashed to the side because of not listening. Peanut, why are you throwing up? Oh my God. What did you eat? Oh no. Peanut. Oh, excuse me. Are you regurgitating or throwing up? Give me a second. See the coconuts? Aren't they pretty? Okay, give me a second. I'll be there in a second. Oh, girl, you threw up right there. Give me a second. Did you get a hold of? What did you get a hold of? Quick second here. Maybe you're just regurgitating. Oh, you saw that dog down there. He makes you sick. It's okay. Guys, give me a second. Did you eat something? Okay, just sit down. Sit down all right. Bad dogs in there. Bad dogs. Kind of bite. Okay. Where were we at? Let me push for a minute. Sorry, guys. Peanuts had a malfunction. Okay, you okay now? You okay now? Okay. Okay, where were we at? Empathetic listening. Okay. I hope Peanut is okay. She threw up on, I'm in a hotel room, okay, in West Africa, and she just threw up. I'm not sure if it's throwing up or regurgitating. You know, I need to watch her around people. She's not really around anybody, but, you know, people can walk in. Gosh. They can walk. They can have things on their shoes and walk in here because there are animals running all over the place. Sheep, being mean. Sheep, goats, and whatnot. Cows and whatnot. I'll be glad when I go back to my house. Okay. Peanut, I don't need you getting sick right now. Okay. Back to what we were talking about. Okay. Let's talk about words have power. Okay. So, let me give you an example. Let me give you some strategies here that you can employ. Okay? This words have power. Conflict resolution. Got hot watching this girl throw up. Okay. How to avoid conflict. Okay. This approach involves ignoring the conflict, especially when there is no clear solution or when emotions are running high. This can work on relationships. I'm guilty. Girl, my man, whatever. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. Okay. So you want to use this strategy when a cooling off period is necessary or when the issue is minor. It prevents unnecessary escalation and allows time for emotions to heal. Don't do any competing. Competing means asserting your position and pursuing your own interests without considering others' needs. Sometime you can ask somebody, oh, I'm no longer with my ex. It's been 15 years. I, I don't know why we broke up. I don't know what happened. I was talking to somebody a couple of years ago, and I asked the person, well, what happened with you and your wife? The person I was thinking about talking to. He says, well, let me tell you what happened. I'm not saying no names, okay? Oh, let me tell you what happened. They were living in a southern state, okay? And this person was a well-known athlete, okay? Um, Person's my age now, so I'm not gonna say any names. I said, what happened with you and your wife? He goes, well, let me tell you what happened. Somebody called my number. I don't know who it was, and um, I didn't even answer the phone. So he says, my wife, they had a child at the time. My wife went and looked at my phone. She goes, who is this person calling your phone? And he says, I don't know. Maybe it's the wrong number. So the wife calls the number, and a woman answers the phone. True story. She said, you are cheating on me, making an assumption. You are cheating on me, and because of that, get out. Okay, not you, Peanut. I'm talking to them. So the person, they had a beautiful home with a swimming pool, child. They were doing very well. They were making, this was back in the 90s, they were making like 150 a year in the southern states. They had a nice car, home with swimming pool. They were both corporate professionals. The person was not cheating, and the person had a wrong number. But it's called making assumptions. So what this person did, didn't say anything, left the car, left the house, went and got a wheelbarrow that his grandfather had, put a few items in the wheelbarrow, and that whole relationship completely broke up over a wrong number. Can you believe it? It's a true story. It affected the person so bad. The person kept working for a while, but the person ended up um, using substances to deflect from what was happening. Okay. Avoid the conflict. This is when we're talking about a cooling off period is necessary or when the issue is minor. A person had a wrong number, okay? You just can't jump on somebody and say, "Oh, you are definitely cheating." A woman answered the phone. Okay, there's only men and women in the world. The person had the wrong number, hung up. His wife assumed he was cheating. He was he's still alive. Very attractive man, true. But you just can't just assume something. Let me give you another example. Say, for instance, you're dating somebody, talking about avoiding conflict. Okay. Say, for instance, you're dating somebody and you don't know this person's entire family. So you and your girlfriends are um, riding down the street, and it's like 7 o'clock at night, and you see your boyfriend hugging a woman, kiss the woman on the cheek. Oh, your girlfriends see it. Here they go, instigating, not knowing what is really happening. They run out and say, oh, girl, we're going to help you with this. Taking off the earrings. We're going to help you with this. They're going to go and attack your man for kissing a woman on the cheek. Drawing a conclusion. This is called drawing a conclusion. Words hurt. So you go, oh no, girl, I got this myself. So Role play. So the woman goes out and confronts the man and the woman. She's ready to fight. Oh, I dare you cheat on me. Drama, drama, drama. I have a ring on my finger. We're engaged. We're going to get married. And here you are cheating on me. Haven't even given the person the time to talk, to say what is really going on. The man hasn't said a word yet. She just, yeah, 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 and runs back to the car with her friends, get in there, cry all the way home. The man, on the other end, he didn't say anything yet. He was trying, oh, baby, wait. She didn't give him time to wait. She runs off. Now, what was happening here? He turns to the woman and said, oh, I haven't seen you in so long. You were away with your husband who was in the military. I am so glad. I am so glad to see you. He goes, oh, sis, I haven't seen you in years. You're back from overseas. Your husband came back to the United States. Oh, please don't stay away so long. I will pay for you a ticket. Oh, I meant to introduce you to my fiance. I don't know why she's reacting like that. I told her that my sister would be coming in. Choose your words. Know the whole story before you fly off the hook. Now, he calls her, sweetheart, sweetheart, pick up the phone. She blocks the number. Okay? He calls and calls, has other people call, phones off. She's there crying her eyes out, eating ice cream, eating chocolate. Oh, the wedding's on. Mother's blood pressure goes up. Father's blood pressure goes, oh, we spent all this money on this wedding coming up in a couple of months. And oh my goodness, we can't get our money back. Okay, see, all this drama without waiting to listen to what the person has to say. All right? That's their drama. Anyway, they're out there working on some things. So, yeah, you want to hold your tongue sometime. Allow a cooling off period when the issue is minor. So if she had waited and said, oh, hi, how are you, sweetheart? Okay. And introduce yourself. Oh, my name is Tracy. I'm so glad to see you. Go back to the man. I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad to see you out here. All right. I was thinking about you. Like, give him time to talk. And he would, if she had given him time without going off and jumping on him, he would have said, oh, sweetheart, this is my sister. This is my baby sister. She has been overseas with her husband. You've never met her, and now she's back in the States, and I'm so glad to see her. I took her to lunch, so dinner, excuse me, so we could catch up on things. See, blowing everything out of proportion without waiting. Words have the power to heal or destroy. So, you want to use the strategy of waiting, allowing a cooling off period. Don't just jump on somebody. So you want to use this strategy when long-term relationships matter and when you want a mutually beneficial outcome. Now see, this person, being nosy, this woman messed up her relationship over jealousy. Jealousy, oh wait, that's a powerful word. Like I said, sometimes you go back, oh, my ex, and then you ask them, well, what really happened between you and your ex? And they go, I can't really remember why we broke up. Okay? You want to use strategies when the person that you care about allow a cooling off period. Instead of reacting, if they get a little, everybody, has a personality challenges, whatever. Take a walk. Say, okay, sweetheart, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go take a walk. go mow the lawn, go vacuum. Don't just fly off the handle about something that you don't even know about, okay? Another example. It's true. So this was back in the 80s. A woman uh, has a bill that comes in the mail, and it's from a medical establishment in like 5 cities over, 50 miles away. And it's a bill for a pregnancy test. Now, being a little young woman, she sees it, she goes, I never went to ABC medical practice and had a pregnancy test. What's the laboratory results asking me about a pregnancy test? I had my pregnancy test right down the street at the local doctor. Why do I get a pregnancy test from this company? That destroyed the entire marriage because this woman thought that her husband had gotten somebody pregnant, used her medical card to go and have a pregnancy test. And the woman found out sometime later, years later, after all the drama, that the place that she went to have a pregnancy test, they outsourced the pregnancy test to a lab 50 miles away. And the lab results for the pregnancy test was not done in the office, but the blood work was sent 50 miles away. And you better, Peanut. And that's where the bill came from. Being nosy. Their marriage went to heck. Okay? So you got to be mindful. Got to be mindful. Right? Um, I'm just thinking about all these women who lost their husbands because they didn't have emotional intelligence. A lot of us are guilty of it. Okay. Emotional intelligence is the ability to perceive, understand, and manage your emotions correctly. Don't worry about those bad dogs out there. Sit down. Okay, that's probably why you throw up thinking about those ugly dogs out there. Anyway, okay. So let's delve into what emotional intelligence is. A lot of people have not used emotional intelligence. It's recognizing and accurately identifying emotions in oneself and others and not flying off the hook as we've talked about, earlier. It's comprehending causes, consequences of emotions. Those dogs aren't going to bother you, Peanut. Just sit down. Peanut. Shh. Sorry, guys. So you want to manage emotions, regulating one's own emotions and respond appropriately to emotional situations. Hey, Peanut, you want to have emotional intelligence and not bark at the dogs. They're not bothering you. They're not barking back. Peanut, use emotional. Peanut, sit down. Okay, sit down. Sit down. Good girl. Sit down. Sorry. Okay. So you want to harness your emotions to facilitate, communicate, problem solve, and use problem solving in relationships. I really should have put her in the other room. But like I said, I'm in a hotel. I would have to put her in the bathroom. Let me show you what he's doing. Hold on. Let me show you something. You guys want to see the coconuts? See all those coconuts? Aren't they nice? Look at them. Coconuts are so pretty. Oh, anyway. Okay, back to where we were at. Emotional intelligence, not reacting. Recognize personal strengths and limitations. Believe in oneself. Believe in yourself. Use self confidence. Remember the story about the woman who saw her fiance give a woman a hug and a kiss on the cheek? If she had believed in herself, that wouldn't have happened. Self confidence. Believing that you are enough. You got to believe you're enough. Okay? So the story where the woman got the bill for a pregnancy test and it came from a laboratory miles away. Now, if she had used self confidence, believing that she was enough, that wouldn't have happened. Believing she was enough. The woman, where there was a wrong phone call, a wrong number, called her husband's phone, and she called the phone and said, you're cheating on me. She didn't have self confidence. She didn't believe that she was enough for her husband. Let me tell you something. You are enough. You are enough. You have to have that self confidence. Don't burn bridges. There's some bridges, yeah, you need to burn, but don't burn every bridge because you don't always understand what's behind it. You gotta remember you're enough. Have that have that self confidence. Have that trust. You are enough. And that's where so many relationships have just gone because they didn't believe they were enough. Words can heal, words can destroy. I'm here to tell you, you are beautiful. If you're a woman, you're beautiful. You're a queen. You're everything. You're enough. Not every man is out there running around cheating, thinking about cheating. There are some that are like that, but give the person the benefit of the doubt. Don't jump to conclusions. Believe in yourself. You're more than enough. Let go of mistakes and embrace change. So you have made the mistake. You let your beautiful husband go because you accused him of something he didn't do, wasn't even thinking about. Embrace the change. Use curiosity. Show interest in others. Understand and care about others' feelings. Accept mistakes and learn from all of your mistakes. Use emotional intelligence, like I was saying. Use emotional intelligence. You're more than enough. Mm. Mm. Manage your emotions. We're all guilty of that. It made me a little dizzy just saying manage your emotions, manage your emotions. You know, prepare in advance for tasks. Emotional intelligence prepares you for life by understanding both your own and others' emotions. It helps you enhance your relationship. It helps you with teamwork. It helps you in conflicts resolution. Managing emotions will help you navigate life's changes. Okay? Be socially aware. Social awareness is the ability to understand and empathize with the emotions and needs of others. You know, Observe body language, like what I was saying. Be considerate. Social norms are unwritten rules that guide behavior in specific contexts. Being aware of these norms help you adapt appropriately. You know, manage your emotions. I cannot say that enough. You know, cultural competency. Let's talk about that. I have a friend, Minister Patterson. He's attended Washington State, and you know, that's all he talked about was cultural competency. And that's for years. He coined some wonderful things about cultural competency, customs, and beliefs. You know, um, we might have him on our show one day. I did some shows with him um, maybe 15 years ago, and you can. There are some of those shows available. His name is Minister W.D. Patterson, and he talks about cultural competency. And it's being able to appreciate and respect differences between and within cultures. You can't criticize everybody because you don't understand. Put yourself in their place and try and understand. You need to value diversity. The importance, what it is, it's cultural competence is valuing diversity and inclusivity and understanding. So you want to do a self-assessment of yourself. Reflect on your own cultural biases and assumptions. Self-awareness helps you recognize and address potential biases. So learn about factors that influence cross-cultural interactions, including language, customs, belief, dress, you know. So maybe a little example. Who knows? But, so, I don't know if I want to cross this line. I know people who are doing it. Okay. So, say you're in a predominantly Muslim country where the women they cover their hair and they wear long, unrevealing clothing. And that's what this is like. But anyway, do you want to go to that country and you come from America and this is I see it happening everywhere. So you get off the plane and you're headed to the hotel and you have on shorts up way up above your thigh. You have on a shirt, everything exposed, cut up to here, and coochie cutter shorts and a pair of sandals. And you're going to this country, and what do you think about that? Put it in the comments. Do you think that's disrespectful? If you're going to a predominantly Muslim country, even though they have a lot of tourists, and you are intentionally everything out. I see it happen all the time. Another thing, I've seen young women come from Norway and Sweden. They're in bathing suits in a Muslim country. I'm not Muslim, I'm Christian, but I love it here. But you kind of want to have a little respect. I'm not saying you have to walk around with your head covered all the time, and but try and loosely adapt to some of the customs. I'm gonna leave that alone. Because I see these young girls come here. I'm gonna leave it alone. We're gonna talk about something else. It might be time to close this out. I don't need to be thinking about this. Well, I enjoyed talking to you. I haven't done a live stream in a long time, but I'm gonna close this out. Um, Leave a comment. What do you think? What do you want to hear about? I'm doing lives because YouTube offered me a lot of money. Not a lot, but quite a bit to do lives instead of uploading. So I'm here for the 1 hour so I can get my little. Oh, okay. Well, I enjoyed talking to all of you. You're all important to me. It's getting late here. Let's see. It's 5:30. Time to say goodbye. I'll talk to you guys maybe tomorrow. No, needs money. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching.